Hi, Taurus. If you'd like to come on and have a seat for some symbolic support, my name is Steph, and I welcome you here. I'm so grateful for your attention and awareness. I have created an ink blot made in your name and essence that we are going to scry for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. As well, Taurians, we're going to add on Tarot and Oracle, and where Mr. Ghost Gift is here, we'll be utilizing Ghost Tube for any audio additions that may further inspire or irritate. Overall, please do receive a release freely. When you're ready for the reveal, Taurians, if you'd like to come on in, start scrying for yourself as I open up. Taking a deep breath, closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of the Taurian Collective. Taurians, thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights, and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. Gratitude galore.
Stay.
All right. You know the drill as well. If you see, sense, or feel anything, feel well to comment below or keep to yourself. So there is a conversation there. I feel like I want to talk to somebody. I feel like I want to be like a Gabby goose. Neither of them have teeth. So this is a very, like, it's a nice conversation. No one has their teeth out. I don't know what that may mean. Hold on one moment. Okay, sorry. I had to fix an angle of something because it was just bothering me. Okay. So this conversation, no teeth. So it feels conscious. It feels collaborative. It's smiling. Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of smiles in this conversation. I'm seeing a goat over here. I think it's a goat, but it's like one. Oh, you know what it is? It's a yak.
Buy me a coffee.
It's a yak. Thank you. If you do decide to buy me a coffee or donate via PayPal, all the links are below. Or subscribe to Scry. You were my haunted heart. Thank you. And if you want to join the draw for 13 bookmarks or little tiny tapestries, the link is also below. And scroll into spring with me. Okay. All right. Let's keep going here. So there's a yak up here. This yak has like a baby carriage thing on the back. Not a baby carriage, but if you were to see somebody with a bicycle and they have that seat at the back, or even like a motorcycle for another adult or a baby seat for a young one, that's what I'm seeing. I feel like I've taken my younger self for quite the tour. Your inner child, perhaps. For some, this could actually be your child. They might have sensitivity.
Spirit.
They could have a gift. They could have a spirit around them, and I don't know if you are aware of it. Or you're noticing if they're like, I'm going to say coming of age, but I'm not really sure what that means here. Anyway, whatever age they're at, they might be having an interest in what you're doing. If you do something spiritual, artistic, holistic, something in the different arenas, I feel as though they might be like a little bit more curious or asking questions. So I'm being asked to come down to the water. And this is, imagine Taurians. Imagine water, like a ball pit. You know, like one of those ball pits. But it's water and it's made of feathers. Like, so I don't know if it's like feather beds or feather water. This feels really nice, like a feather bed, and I can like dive in. I feel kissed by something. I don't know how to make that make sense. So I'm hearing that song by Bon Jovi. I wanna lay you down in a bed of roses. That's horrible tunage, but there it is. Now, it's not about romance, but it's in the spirit of that. Like this bed of feathers. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Somebody around somewhere, there's a craft afoot. There's a craft. Taurians, what are you crafting? It doesn't have to be in the mystical realm. I feel like you have that balance, like you're, because I'm seeing your bull, okay. So I'm seeing your bull symbol turn into the wise buffalo or bison. And not to say that the bull isn't. What I feel like this is a balance of different forces.
Mary.
Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to keep going here. And we'll start adding on tarot too, I promise. Can we move you out of the way? Burp. I think that made it worse. I'm telling you, it's just like one of those days today where like things are just in my way. That's okay. So I'm wandering over here. I've kicked something out of my root chakra. 7 of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the Queen of Wands, if those mean anything to you. You know the drill. Please see, sense, and feel for yourself first versus listening to my yammerings, as I tend to follow the artistry. So whether it's your inner child or you have a child, no matter how old they are, you're, an eternal cosmic child at 499 years old. It's, what it reminds me of is like somebody depicted through, I suppose, television shows and movies, like somebody did the Ouija board or something and they opened something up and they didn't know that. Or, the Bloody Mary in the mirror, something along that lines. Now, I'm not necessarily, validating those lores. However, I feel like Taurians, you're coming to the rescue for someone or something because of the space that you hold and you have. Because when I'm over here, I see a very clear story of kicking something out, kicking it out. Now, this could be a concept in your root space, Taurians, that you're... And I don't want it to sound so nasty. Like I'm kicking it out, like there is something wrong. I'm hearing finding out for yourself. You found out something for yourself. Yeah, 7 of Cups. It's like you needed to know for yourself in order for it to be accepted as real or not part of your reality. I'm not sure if this is making sense, but for some reason it keeps bouncing back and forth on me. It's like I'm getting my eyes checked. Because I'm seeing spirit, or I'm seeing auras, or something along that lines. Give me a minute. 3 of Swords in the reverse. This is what I'm trying to avoid. Okay, so I'm back in the bed of roses that is really feathers, that's really water. There's some sort of heartbreak, I think, in the past that was like like ransacked my root area. I didn't mean that to sound... We'll move on. So crude. In my root energy center, right? Medicine wheel, vortexy, and I had to kick something out. And maybe I was relishing over a past romance that didn't work out. But I feel like the gift of it was a child. Yeah, the gift of it was a child. There's also a cycle. 3 of Pentacles is on the bottom. There's also a cycle that I feel very aware of, Taurians. That when I hear like this is the way it's always been done in our family, or this channel is in your career, your job, your profession, your purpose, your passions, whatever, and however they intermingle. And the cycle's not going to continue through you, like you've stopped something, like it stopped with you, whatever that is. This is a proud moment. I'm very, very proud. I'm very, very proud. It's like having a relationship romantically where it depicts to the next generation or your child what, to the best of your ability, a healthy relationship looks like. So that's like the foundation they have to work from and then find their own expressions, but with that source. Because I don't feel like you had that. I don't think you had that when I go back in time. It's almost like you might have had to figure it out the hard way, or by what you don't want finding out what you do want type thing. I hope this makes sense for somebody. There's a significant amount of strength, Taurians, through this. It's not only like turning the wheels of time, but turning it into a more fortunate space for you moving forward. And then it's like handing over, I don't know why it's coming through this, but it's fine. You know, you have this car and you're going to give it to your son or your daughter, your niece or your nephew, or somebody in need or whatnot. This does feel like a gift because I'm seeing it being written as a gift, like to save certain, maybe it's inheritance, whatever, and or a car or something, or what you've received, and somebody's signing something to get around the typical, maybe, you know, pay extra taxes on something or like that.
Idiotic.
So this has been given off to the next generation. But the point being is you're like maintain the car well as the symbol is stepping through, and you've done your due diligence to utilize the car and maintain it well. So when you hand it off, it's, you know, somebody else could be starting to drive around you. I think for the most part, that's like 16. Okay, let's keep going here. And you might worry about that. You might worry because you think of like things that you did when you were that age. Okay, let's continue on. Taurians. Something's telling me I can relax, but I don't think I am. Okay, this could be a side scry for somebody specifically. And if it's not your scry story, thank you for holding space for others to receive theirs. Somebody's past life, they were a child.
Speak.
They got an arrow in the face. They're passing. They were, okay, so I'm seeing it, okay, so there's an arrow, but I don't know if the arrow is in the passing or being marked, like with, you know, with the scarlet S or something like that, or, you know, witch, or I don't know what it is, but something along that lines. You're marked by that, marked. This also feels like a witch's wound that's being healed. There's a lot of work being done here. And when I say that, but it's like you were a child. So in this past life specifically that I'm seeing, it's like you were framed and fired for being something you didn't even get to grow into. You didn't, it was very much so hidden because you didn't know. Again, I'm coming into this coming of age thing, and I don't know that that's necessarily a number, right? A number. So there's a very old Frankenstein.
How old are you?
I am 45. How old are you? Like there's the Frankenstein head. He's like a hunchback now. Like he's so old. Okay, so there's somebody
You won't understand.
that has passed on. They have ascended. Yeah, I'm seeing this like a whole like mousetrap thing. It's very interesting. You know that game Mousetrap, or am I just a bajillion years old? Which is fine. I love it. Somebody's yelling at me over here. Okay, the Frankenstein. Okay, so the way it's coming through is, I don't know if this is a father figure or a grandparent that maybe somebody had raised you. This is somebody that has been incarnate. This is not a spirit guide or somebody like that. He's passed on and ascended, but it's been slow and steady in his progress. He's acknowledging something specifically about his journey in being put back together. Like, you know how Dr. Frankenstein puts the monster together and all these pieces, and it's alive, it's alive. So there's like conditions even in this generation, or whoever this energy is, if it relates to you, that was the point. It wasn't supposed to carry down to you as well. But now there's an understanding. It's not that I didn't take care of something. I didn't believe. I didn't believe in it. So I didn't think it was real. And he's helping you now. It's like helping each other. It's like he was made or trained to do things in his lifetime, and he did them. He was made for that. But he's understanding now as he's meeting squawky seagulls along the path, resting his reary head, I just heard. Because whoever you are to this, you are living proof and belief and have reignited his belief. He's actually handing you, I don't know if it's a tulip or a rose bud. This also could be a partner for some. Like I said, he definitely was incarnate. Right here in the crease of creation, there's an ultrasound up there when I was talking about that baby, or that baby seat. It doesn't have to be a baby. Maybe it's your memory of when somebody was a baby, but I'm seeing the ultrasound there, and it's in a head, like in my mind. There's a poodle up here with golden hair, a golden poodle. If that means anything to you. The coloring. Somebody's also having dreams. There's a lot of females in these dreams. Feminine energy, female depicted. I think they're cheering me on. I don't think they're yelling at me. I think they're cheering me on. Give me a sec. They're really good at multitasking, whoever they are, and there's a few of them. When it comes into this conversation of collaboration with the no teeth thing, so then something about teething. It's like the pain of teething coming into something else. Somebody else's gift is changing once again. It's changing once again. Whatever that gift is for you. We'll add on some oracle. Mary. Wherever your gift is, there's another ascension of it. High Priestess of Earth. Yeah. It's something that you're doing. It's all in this golden poodle energy. Okay, there's a show I'm seeing that's helping me understand something, but I don't know the show. But they were born into a lineage that has a task to do to protect portals, even though they're inconspicuous on Earth. And the next generation, the woman's child doesn't I don't know, okay, again, coming of age, whatever, 13, 14, 15, I don't know, whatever the typical ages of that. And she doesn't know. She just thinks that her mother's very strict and doesn't let her go anywhere or do anything fun or something like that. And it's time. It's just, there's no way to get around it. There's no way to get around it. But there's something about a choice, because maybe the mother didn't have a choice for this give, or something about that. Something about that. And your gift is changing. It's almost like by starting to teach or learn or open up to the next generation. And maybe this is something you do online. Maybe this is something you do in workshops. Maybe you've written a book. Maybe you are starting to share and express how you do things or why you're doing them, whatever the case may be. It doesn't have to be your children specifically. It's like the consciousness children of all.
Sagittarius.
And you're looking at doing collaborations with others that you sense there is a connection of
Worried.
creative communication. And maybe you are worried as well that you might not be received well, or if again, there's no teeth, that's not right. Maybe it's like inappropriate, but it's like finding different portals of people on earth. Yeah. See, you think it might be a risk. You're like, oh, do I take the risk? Interesting. Okay. Thank you. Do I take the leap of faith? It's even like I'm going down this portal, jumping in the very portal that I have been asked to protect. And you have here oath. It has something to do with a past life. But it's helping not only you ascend, but those in the afterlife to ascend. And also more here in the look at my glasses falling down. Oh my goodness. Turn into grandma. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's putting all the pieces together of something. See, there's something coming forward. Somebody's gift is changing, shifting, growing, glowing. There's all that gold. The first chakra, the root chakra, we talked about that
Necklace.
over here. Yes. Somebody's also considering getting married or has recently gotten married or made a commitment to a partner, and their parent or mother is not with them. And like, I really wish my mother was here. She was there. She will be there. Because there's a declaration. And she thinks of you off. She will be there. She has gotten the invitation. She has gotten the invitation. Taurians, thank you. Okay, any last insights? And then we'll plop on, an angel card number and talisman to close out for the outro.
More.
Tell me more, tell me more. Da, 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 da. Something about black and white feathers. I wanted to say your gift is changing again. And I don't know why I wanted to hesitate. I am innovated. I am innovative and I am awakening. Something else, someone else around you is awakening. On the bottom is 2. I am intuitive. Like, what are the odds here? We have 1, 2, and then 3 ones making 4. Taurians. Sorry, there's something else that I'm seeing and I'm just trying to figure out how to say it. Okay, in Cinderella, there's these birds that put like ribbons around her, and it makes the dress come to life. Now, whether you resonate with Cinderella per se or Prince Charming, there's something about those messages that feel very delicate and something about like blue birds.
He won't leave.
There's a meeting that's going to happen, this collaboration or this conversation, whatever it is, to this commitment, to the oath that maybe you've taken in a past life and you're carrying out to complete it on with updated modern ways. It's like the way you're coming at it's from a different angle because something is changing, inspiring. So your gift, whatever that is, and I don't mean to sound so cheesy about it, but it is what it is. It's blatantly the way it's coming through is changing and you're adapting to it. And that might include other people in some way, shapes, or forms. Because by innovating something, you're invigorating it, even if it's of the next generation. You are a self-starter with very innovative ways of creating opportunity. Your determination and endurance are powerful and will help you get through rough times and reach success. When you're tired, rest, bend so you don't break. All those great, simple, yet profound things that many times we say and completely ignore, because it can't be that simple. Sometimes it is. I want to come to awakening. I am awakening, and this has been here the whole time. The universe is arranging people and experiences on your path to help you succeed and helping you wake up to who you truly are. You already are truly who you are, Taurians. You already are. This feels very expanding, collaborative, innovative, and just waking up to another step on some ascension ladder of success that you have. And that's why there's this collaboration feel, because the universe is arranging it based on your actions and your ability to listen. I am intuitive. You have keen awareness of what is happening around you. A strong intuition is your gift and will help you understand the unspoken feelings and thoughts of others. This insight allows you to be a great guide and supporter of others. Of others. And again, somebody might be at face value, when I said speaking to the next generation, that could be somebody that's older than you, younger than you, because the earthly ages is but a degree of a whole thing, right? We have here rebirth coming through as your talisman. Something is changing. I don't know how else to say it. And it could be ever so slight, but for you, I'm hearing it's like, I just got comfortable with this and now it's evolving again. Yes. Those who support you and wish to observe, interact, admire, whatever, all those great words, they will stay. And if people fall away through your ascension, through your growth, through your experimenting of how do I, invest this interconnectedness, I don't think so much about worrying about what's proper, but having room to play, and maybe that's with other people. You also have here good fortune. And it's like this whole...
Nanny and Gumpy.
Yeah, I'm smelling. I just got a whiff. Again, such a weird... I just got a whiff. It stood out. Nanny and Gumpy are like my grandparents on my mom's side. Adorable. Okay, what was I saying? The collab... See, now I just totally lost track. Taurians, I'm going to leave it here. I've been yammering for so long. I apologize.
Finish.
Please do like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And you guys truly warm my haunted heart for all your support, your shares. You really have no idea how much it means as I'm trying to grow along with you to deepen our connection and all that kind of good stuff. The link's below if you'd like to get into the scroll into spring draw with Steph, $5 Canadian to put your hand at getting 13 bookmarks, all original and handmade, or 13 tiny tapestries that you can scry, frame, give away as gifts, all that kind of good stuff. As well, we have memberships is new. So this is a fun thing, deepening into the multimedia of mediumship, that if you want to get in on the ground floor there. And I think that's it. That's all, folks. Taurians, you rock. I totally look forward to seeing you again. We will flip this and do it again for perspective possibilities. And until then, have a good day. Bye. Taurus.